this new episode of Continuum Gaming, and today we are going to have a look at 3 games, but for Sailfish OS, because we are at the Sailfish OS iteration of Continuum Gaming in this case. And the 3 games we're going to play are already shown here. So the first one is called Hebo, the next one is Rohre, or Pipes in English, and we are going to have a look at the Cube. Those 3 are in different stores available, so one is from the Yola store, I think that's that one. One is from Open Web Process, if I'm not totally wrong, and one is from the F-Droid store. So depending on what game you want to play, you will need AD or not, Alien Derrick that is support for Android apps on the Sailfish OS platform. But all of these games are more or less open source, or at least open software, and like that, pretty nice to play, and there is not going to be any kind of malicious behavior, let's say it like that, in these games. What I'm going to use in this episode is, of course, as always, if I'm going with this kind of setup, I'm going to use my smartphone, which is a Sailfish OS powered Sony Xperia 10 Mark III. I'm going to use Screencast from this smartphone. So Screencast is the technology which is going to capture the screen for us. It's not going to capture anything else, and it's sometimes a little bit laggy and so on. So if you see any kind of lag, don't blame that on the smartphone itself or blame it on the game itself. It's really just this technology Screencast, because it's more or less a screen capture tool where all the time there are going to be images which are going to be taken on the smartphone, and then they are going to be provided by a network interface as more or less a web server which is running on the smartphone to any other device. And that other device is in this case my laptop, which is standing at the side. That one is giving all the informations we are going to see, because we need a modern browser, which is not in my TV. It's a smart TV, but it's not the newest one, and I'm not too eager to put that one into the internet, so in the end it's an offline TV, and for that reason I'm going to use an HDMI cable, I think you can see it here, to connect my laptop with it, and just run Firefox on my laptop then to provide that kind of information there. So let's have a look at what you are going to see here. For that I'm just going to go out of that one, going to my web browser, and I'm going to put that one on. Nope. Yeah, that was the worst thing I could do. Anyway, let's see. Now, it's going to be in full screen, so you have at least the most out of it. And now I might have to refresh this, because I just pressed the wrong button there. We will see if that is going to give us more information. Yeah, there we go. So in the end, the wrong button was a flight mode, because flight mode is of course going to kill off the... Come on. Go back into that kind of orientation mode. That is going to kill Wi-Fi, and Wi-Fi is of course something we need to connect to the laptop in this case, because it's, as mentioned before, some kind of a web browser in the same Wi-Fi LAN, or LAN in the end, that is going to be used here. Okay, nevertheless, let's have a look at the first game, which is called Hebo. For that I'm going to turn around so that you can see my smartphone at the same time as a display, because that will help you to more or less see what's going on here in the real-time speed, more or less, without the lag and with the lag. So everything that is going to be on my smartphone screen is the real speed you are going to have to expect with a device like mine, and everything else isn't going to be that. Okay, so let's have a look. I'm going to go to my all apps list, or my apps list more or less, and going to a folder which is called Spiele for me, so it's games. And the first game we are going to have a look at is Hebo. Hebo, this little game here, is a nice little, yeah, Candy Crush clone or something like that. And there are a lot of different levels, as you can see, 50 of them. Let's see if I can go to the first one. Here you see it, level 1 in this case. And what you can see here is we are going to play this with more or less the same things you are already known, or that you already know about Candy Crush and stuff like that. So we are going to have to do, for instance, that part. As you can see, the main focus is to get everything background colored, more or less. So the orange or yellow color you are seeing on the screen there is what we are eager for each and every little box there is, more or less. So the different play fields here, and like that you're going to play that. As you already have seen, it's going to be up to 50 levels available, and in the end it's really the same as you know from something like that one. So if you, for instance, get more than one bigger, let's say a bigger chunk of different images here in the same area, then you are going to get some kind of a power-up sometimes, and so on and so forth. It's really very simple and very close to the one you already know. And of course, everything that is meant to be played here is really going through these levels and get everything colored. That's more or less what we are going to do here. So let's see what we can do here, and if I can more or less get that level to be played in a very fast way. Looking pretty good for me at the moment, but we will see if it's going to hold on like this. Yeah, we are pretty close to it, to giving this one the right beating, more or less. Interestingly about this game is all the levels are more or less generated levels, so it might be that sometimes you're running into a problem, but in general the game is going to solve that for you. Because, for instance, if there's no more turns available or something, they are going to notice that and give you a new opportunity by just shuffling everything around. And now we still have to go and get something down here, which is a little bit troublesome. Wrong direction. Let's try it like this. And now let's see what we can do here. And probably, since I am not going to get this in a good way or in a fast way, you would have to play it on and on. And as you can see, we already have a time of 216 or 17 seconds running here in this level. Best was 103 for my personal best time here. So in the end, you already know what this game is all about. If you like this kind of game, try it out. If not, you might want to play something else. But if you like those kind of puzzle games, 4 wins games, whatever, 3 wins games, this is a good one. Try it out. Okay, so the next game is called Rohre or Pipes, and yeah, it's my personal favorite at the moment. As you can see, there it is. Rohre or Pipes is a game where you are going to have to connect everything with on the screen with the already blue marked parts there, so it's a puzzle game in the end. As you can see, we have a game here that is pretty far off again. So it's already very, very big because I played this game for a lot of different parts here. But let's see. I'm going to initialize a new game with new settings in this case. So for us, I'm just going to start with this because you're going to play this and there are going to be more or less different levels you're going to play. So each and every one is going to increase the part stuff, and I'm just showing you this part to make sure that you understand the game. It's not going to be something you're really playing or something, but as you can already see, it's more or less a scrambled together part where all the pipe parts here, you can see here, are going to be scrambled in a different way. And you will have to, by just clicking on them, so just clicking on them will more or less change their orientation, and like that, after a while, you should be able to get the game done. And the game is done if every of the parts that is available is blue, so more or less a watery color. And as you can see already here, I'm pretty far already with this game. Orientating everything as it should be. As you already can see, there are only a couple of different steps available that you can play. So in the end, if you for instance have this kind of part, it's only be connected to one of the sides. So in the end, it's already pretty done what you have to do here with this one part. And so this is of course a puzzle part or game, and after a while you're going to get the hang of it, and yeah, it's really, as I mentioned before, a pretty nice one, and we solved this puzzle now. And as you can see, you get a personal best and your time, and more or less the same at the moment because I never played this of a simple one. But in the end, this is the game. It's a lot larger, and it's going to be larger and larger with each iteration. So in the end, if you are playing like I did that with, I think it was something like that, I'm not exactly sure, but we will see. There we go. More or less this size is pretty common then. And you will have to try to get everything inside here too. Problem is, if the size is going to be up and larger and larger and larger, or more parts more or less, every click is going to be much harder with your finger, so that is maybe one of the drawbacks of the game after a while at least, but you can really play a lot of them before you're going to run into this. And as you can see, it's a pretty large puzzle you're going to play here, and I really like it. It's a little bit addicting, and so just try it out. A very nice little game to play. And the last one is a new game I just found too, because it's a really nice one. I wanted to show it to you. It's a 3D game. It's natively run on, I think, maybe it's from the Yola store or from Open Repros, I'm not sure, but it's a natively run game, and if you click it, you are going to get a Rubik's cube. So in the end, magic cube, whatever you call it, and just double click on it, and you're going to start with it. And as you can see, this is more or less the time I already spent on it. And you're just going to swipe this magic cube around, and of course try to get all the different sides in one color. This is more or less the aim of the game. Of course, you know already about that. And yeah, I really like the game because it's really, really smooth. It works very, very nicely, and of course, if you like those kind of puzzle games, this might be a pretty good one for you. So just try it out if you like those kind of games. Other than that, of course, you can go to the settings here. Come on, there we go. And you can, for instance, increase the cube size. So if 3 isn't enough for you, just go with up to 5 in this case. You can have scrambling lengths and a camera angle, and of course you can go with another color scheme if you want to. Just use whatever you want and what suits your taste more or less the best. And there are a couple of different options in this part. As you can see, now it's looking a lot different. By just pressing on it, you can see it's going to start and scramble everything up. And now you are going to be able to play the game again and try to get everything done. I think this is pretty hard to do already, so just try it out. And I think it's a fun game if you like the Rubik's Cube, and if you don't, just don't play this game. But in the end, a nice little one. Try it out. I highly recommend it for any Sailfish OS user who is into puzzle games and stuff like that. That is a pretty nice one for that. Yeah, and this is more or less everything I wanted to show you in this episode, so I hope you found the games useful. In some situations I can't put in links to the games, so just look in the corresponding store I'm going to mention there. And other than that, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, I hope you had fun with the episode. If you want any kind of notification or something to be when I'm uploading a new video, please put down a subscription to this channel. It's really free and nobody is going to pay something or so for it. Other than that, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, have a great time, give it a thumbs up of course. If you have any kind of commentary or something or want to start a discussion, just go down below into the commentary section, and then have a great one. Till the next episode of Continuum Gaming, and bye.